Today, I'm going to show you why Notion is not the tool that you should be using to scale and manage your YouTube content agency. And I'm going to show you the alternative platform that you should be using to scale to 40K plus months. Okay, so this video is a must watch if you run a YouTube content agency, you have clients, you use Notion for your operations, and you are feeling overwhelmed. Everything's all over the place. Running the business is chaotic, and you basically can't bring in more clients or team members because you don't have operations dialed in and you don't have a good setup. Okay. First, we're going to talk about the reality check that most founders of content agencies need to get when it comes to operations and running a content agency. Then, we're going to talk about the 5 core pillars of content agency operations, why Notion is not the solution to running a successful content agency, and finally, why this tool over here is the one that you should use to build the systems and automations that will allow you to scale and run a successful content agency. Before we dive into this, I run an agency called Content Agency OS, and we help YouTube content agency owners making 10K a month close more clients, grow without chaos, get better client results, and scale to 40K plus months with our AI YouTube content agency OS that I'm going to show you a little demo later in this video. So if you are interested on that, you can book a call in the first link in the description. But let's go over now the reality check that most founders should get when it comes to operations. Most founders that try to scale their YouTube content agencies make the same mistake. They rely on platforms like Notion, ClickUp, or Monday to manage their agency. These tools are built for project management, not for organizing and scaling content efficiently, because they lack the structured database approach needed to track content statuses, centralize direct links, and keep everything easily accessible. So when it comes to statuses here, we want to easily track each piece of content from just an idea to a fully published video. And we also need centralized direct links. We need to make sure everyone has the assets and the links they need to do their job. So all of your team members and clients as well, and keep everything easily accessible by building interfaces and client portals that I'm going to show you later in this video. Okay, because a true content management system should function as a database. Okay, a good structured database allows you to build automations and systems way easier and build actual scalable systems and operations. And this is where Airtable stands out because it provides unique IDs for tracking each piece of content, direct links to assets stored in Google Drive, Frame.io, Google Docs, etc. And it has a scalable organization designed for content, not just tasks like Asana or ClickUp. Okay. Yes, tools like Notion can help manage content workflows, but they don't offer the structure needed to systemize and scale a content agency. Okay, I've talked with dozens of content agency owners, and a bunch of them use Notion to run their business, but they are either having a bunch of problems because they are now scaling, or they are just at their starting point, and Notion is not a problem because they have a few team members, they have a couple clients here and there. So Notion is not a problem, but once you start to scale and you get more clients, more team members, the Notion setup will start to break, and I'm going to show you why in a moment. So the key here is to think beyond project management and start building real content databases. Okay. So my question to you is, how are you currently managing your content agency? If you clicked on this video, you are probably using Notion. So please let me know down in the comments how the system is working for you. I would love to chat about it in the comment section or in LinkedIn. You can send me a DM as well. Okay, so let's go over now the 5 core pillars for content agency operations, because these pillars are the ones that you need to scale a YouTube content agency without chaos and without overwhelm. So the first one is client acquisition. You need to have a great client acquisition system, client management system. So when you onboard clients, you need a good client management operation. You need team management as well, deliverable tracking, and centralized communication channels. So let's go over each pillar right now, starting with the client acquisition one. So client acquisition allows you to attract, convert, and onboard new clients. So this covers the lead generation part, inbound, outbound, Dream 100 prospecting. So you have a Dream 100 client list, and you basically reach out to them with free value, and you need a system to track that correctly. The follow-up process, the creation of you can see over here, content-driven outreach. So the creation of the free audits, the free value videos, the free thumbnails that you make, etc. You need a system to manage all of those leads and all those potential clients and where they are in the pipeline. Here, sales pipeline as well, discovery, proposal, close, and then the onboarding process. Okay, how you onboard clients, how you collect the information that you need right away to start, getting the quick wins for your clients. Okay, second pillar we got is client management. So this is how you keep your clients happy, informed, and organized. And this will also allow you to reduce churn. So this covers the onboarding process as well. Then we got the client portals and interfaces where the client can see what's happening with their videos. We got the approval and feedback loops, how the client approves the video or gives feedback. We got the client success and strategy calls, retention and renewal workflows, how you retain the client and what you should do when the contract is about to end. Then we got upsell and referral triggers so that you know exactly when you should be upselling or getting a referral from the client. The third pillar we got is team management, so how you manage your team, basically how you hire new team members, how you assign the work and monitor your creative team. So this includes the hiring pipeline. You need a structured hiring pipeline so that you get applications in and then the onboarding of new team members. Then we got role-based assignment systems, how you assign the deliverables that come in from the clients, workload and availability tracker. You need to effectively assign the videos to your team members without overloading a team member with too much videos, etc. So you need to know the workload that each team member has at any point. Then we got performance reviews and quality checks, basically the quality assurance process. Before you give the video to the clients for them to check, we have an internal quality assurance process, and you need a system to effectively track that. Then we have payment tracking, so how you basically pay your team members. For example, I have a client that pays his thumbnail designer every 10 thumbnails. So this should be designer here. Every 10 thumbnails he pays. So we built an automation that alerts him that when 10 thumbnails are done, he gets a Slack notification notifying him to pay his team member. Okay. Then we got training in SOP libraries. So basically how you train new team members that come in. SOPs on how to upload the footage, where to upload it, how to use each different system that they have access to, etc. So that's for the third pillar over here. Fourth one is deliverable tracking. If I go over here, deliverable tracking basically means how you move content through the pipeline with visibility. Okay, so we have a content pipeline that goes from an idea to a fully published piece of content, and you need to track exactly where each deliverable is on the pipeline. This pillar also includes folder structures, so how you structure the content inside of Google Drive or whatever you have. Then we got assignment of team members. Again, how you assign the deliverables that come in to the team members. We got status dashboards that basically gives you a bird's eye view of what's happening with all the content. Then we got deadline and reminder automations to make sure that the deliverables are not delayed. Then we got publishing tracker and centralized link access, so everyone has the assets that they need to make a great job, right? So let's say the video editor, they need the raw footage, they need the script, they need all this data to make sure they deliver great work. So you need to give them an interface where they can have that right away without asking anyone, and they can do their job way faster and way better. Okay, so that's for the fourth pillar. And finally, we got communication channels. Okay, so let's go over here. Communication channels, it's basically how you, your team, and the clients stay in touch. Basically, how you should be using it is with Slack channels. Slack has a great API, so we can do automatic Slack notifications when new deliverables come in, when feedback is needed, when a video has been approved. All these actions can send an automatic message to a specific Slack channel, notifying the client, notifying the creative director, notifying the editor, etc., for specific actions or for something that happened. Okay, we got Frame.io for revisions. Frame.io, if you do not use Frame.io yet, you are missing out because Frame.io helps you with the quality assurance process, either internally or externally with the client. Okay. Finally, we got internal commenting system where you can basically add comments to the records of the database. Okay, so these are the five core pillars of running a good content agency with correct and scalable operations. Okay, so let's go over why Notion does not build these five pillars on the correct way and why Notion is not scalable. Okay, so first topic is unreliable database relations. Notion allows relational links, but they are fragile and often break or desync, especially when teams build complex pipelines across multiple databases. If you are not an ops guy, you are probably not understanding the technical details here, but basically, Notion doesn't allow you to effectively build databases that are linked to each other. And I'm going to show you why that matters later, but it's unreliable when it comes to databases relations. It allows you to do that, but it's fragile. Okay. Second is bottlenecks in sharing specific data. So Notion lacks granular per view permissions, which makes it hard to share only the relevant tasks or pages with team members or clients without duplicating pages or exposing too much. Okay. So when it comes to, let's say, building a client portal or an interface for a team member, for video editors, for designers, for creative directors, you just want to give them the data that they need to do the work, right? For example, for the client, you just want to give a little bit of the data about the video. You don't want them to see what's going on with the editing of the video. You don't want them to see what's going on with the internal revision process. So you need to make sure that you hide different fields and you have views that are specific for each person on the team and the clients. Okay, and Notion lacks that, and you will end up having to duplicate data and pages just because you need to share them with someone. Okay, that's obviously not reliable, and that's another reason why Notion is not a great idea when it comes to running the operations. Third point is performance slows with lots of data. As your agency scales and the database grows, we got hundreds of videos, scripts, clients, Notion starts to lag, filters load slowly, and page navigation becomes clunky. Okay, so that's another reason why Notion is not a great option. The fourth point is about automations because Notion has a basic internal automation feature and a growing API. And when it comes to building more complex automations, you will need external tools. To be honest, on our system, we also use an external tool to run a couple of the automations, but we have dozens internal automations inside of the system that wouldn't be possible to build with the Notion automation feature. Okay. Finally, the last point is that Notion does not have built-in interfaces for roles. So Notion doesn't let you create clear role-specific dashboards. So that means that everyone sees the same cluttered pages unless you manually build complex filtered views. Okay. This is a problem because you end up spending time or duplicating data when it comes to building dashboards or portals. Okay. I'm sure Notion does have workarounds when it comes to these issues, but it just makes you spend more time, spend more money on stuff that doesn't matter, right? So instead, you should use a different tool that allows you to build much safer and reliable operations. The problem with Notion was exactly what my client Shaz Matthew was having when we first started working together. So he was running his content agency out of Notion and he told me that he couldn't handle more clients. It was a mess and everything was all over the place. This obviously makes it impossible to scale and get actual good results to clients. So this is also a very important topic. This is actually a very important point because providing actual good results to clients is probably like one of the most important things of a content agency. So you need to get operations dialed in that allow you to deliver great results to your clients. Okay. So what we did was switch to Airtable, and now we can confidently handle more clients, provide better results, and have more time. And now Shaz has more time for client acquisition than before. He can create more content. He can drive more business to his agency. Okay. So I just told you the actual tool that we use, which is Airtable. So let's now go over that tool over here. This over here is a screenshot of the tables that we have inside of Airtable that are linked together and allow us to build great automations and great systems for the content agencies. And the reason why we organize things like this with a bunch of tables and a connection between all of them is because it avoids the duplication of data, it creates a single source of truth, it improves workflow automation, which is very important, enables cross-linked views and dashboards, and it scales. It's a process that scales with your agency, with more clients, with more team members. Doesn't matter. It's a system that scales with how many new people that you onboard. So Airtable checks all the boxes when it comes to building the 5 core pillars of content agency operations. So let's now go over a couple screenshots that I took of our system and how it looks. So when it comes to the first pillar, the client acquisition one, we have a CRM inside of the content agency OS. And I'm going to click this link here. So I just opened up the CRM here. I have a bunch of dummy leads here, but we can basically track from a lead in all the way to deal one. Okay. Obviously, you can change these statuses, but this is for Dream 100 prospecting. And in this case, the free value that we are giving to the prospect is a free video. So if I open up this lead over here, you can see we got the lead score, we got notes that you provide to the lead, we got all of the statuses over here. We got the social media links, YouTube channel, the email, the platforms that you reached out on. You can select them over here. Then down here, we have a built-in AI that if you click on this button, it will generate 5 content ideas for this prospect. And then you can then select one of the ideas. I can actually show you a lead where we did that. Here, this is just random characters just to show you how it would look like. But you basically just fill out this little form, prospect business and the prospect ICP, and also give custom instructions to the AI that will then generate 5 content ideas. You would then open one of the ideas and generate a script for that specific idea. Okay. And this way, you easily and way faster generate the script for the video that the prospect would then record, and you would then edit the video for free for this Dream 100 prospect. Okay, so by using AI, you can automate and have a way faster Dream 100 prospecting process. Okay, so then after you get the script, you record a loom showing the script, and you send that to the client, to the prospect. Sorry, they record the video. You got a follow-up cycle here as well. You can track the follow-ups. They then send you the raw footage. You assign a video editor, and you start to work on the video, and then you send the video to the client, etc. I keep saying to the client, but it's to the prospect because this is a Dream 100 prospect. Okay, so this is for the CRM, which is on the client acquisition pillar. So let's go over now the client management one. So once you onboard a client, you're going to have a form inside of Airtable to collect all the onboarding information. But then when it comes to the interfaces, we got a client management interface here where you can click on each different client, get access to all their information. You can see when the contract is going to end. You can see over here, it's going to end in 1 week. That's why this client is in red, while the other ones are not in red. So this is for the client management interface. Then we have the client portal. So this is very interesting because and very valuable as well. Now, this client portal over here is the one that you share with your client. Okay, so you basically give them access to these pages here where they can, on this dashboard, for example, track their current pipeline. So you can see they have, so here they currently have 4 content ideas. They have 1 idea that already has a script. They have recorded 2 videos. They got 4 videos waiting for post-production. 1 video has been scheduled by the team and 5 published. They can also see how many videos they are posting each month by looking at this graph here. So month here, and the amount of videos that they have published. Okay, so this is for the dashboard page. The client has access to way more pages as well. We got this submit post-production form here. They simply click this button and select the video that they want to submit for post-production. Okay, they just click submit here, and everything works smoothly in the back end by notifying the correct team members that a new video has been submitted for post-production and changing the respective statuses to where the video should be. Okay, then we also have the content bank. So this is where the client can see all the ideas, all the script ready, recorded. Remember, we got the 4 ideas that we saw over here on the dashboard. So these are the actual 4 ideas. We got this video, we got the script ready for that one. These are the 2 recorded videos. These ones are waiting post-production. And this is basically a table of all the content. Okay. And when the client clicks on one of the videos, you can see over here, I clicked on this one, it pops up this window, and the client can actually see the video editing progress. Over here, we got 60%. It means that, we got 60% done when it comes to editing the video. And they can access the script, etc. Okay, so that's it for the content bank. Then they also have the pending approvals page where they can basically access the video over here. They click this button, opens frame.io, and they can leave the feedback on the video on frame, or they can approve the video. So after they do that, they go here and they select one of the options, approve or I left feedback. If they select I left feedback, a whole workflow is going to run. If they select I approve the video, another workflow is going to run, right? Because if I left feedback, it's going to go to the client revision loop. This is already on the client revision loop because it's the second revision round. So we can also track that, which is awesome. But yeah, if they approve the video, it's obviously gonna go to the next steps, which is getting the thumbnail done, scheduling, etc. So that's it for the client management pillar. Then we got the team management. Let's go over there right now. Team management is over here. So first, we got the team members page, very similar to the clients one as well. You can manage all of your team members. You can click on them and it opens up a tab with all their information as well. Then we got the hiring workflow. You can set up forms inside of Airtable just like this with all the questions that you want to ask for your applicants, and they will come here to the Kanban view. You can click on them. It's going to open all their answers. You can review the answers. You can move them to not a good fit, might be a good fit, reached out to an interview scheduled, good fit, etc. You can obviously change these statuses to whatever you want and how you want to hire new team members, but this will allow you to track all the applicants that come in. Then when it comes to assigning deliverables to video editors and thumbnail designers, we got one page over here where you can see the current workload of every single team member. So on the video editing side, we got this editor is working on 2 videos. This one is working on 1 video. We got these 3 editors that are free. So you can open the video that needs an editor and assign the editor that you think should work on that video. Okay, so it pops up here the deliverables that need an editor. The same thing with the designer here. We got the thumbnail graph over here where you can see the thumbnail designer workload as well, and the deliverables that need a thumbnail designer. Okay, so that's it for the team management side of things. Let's now go over the deliverable tracking. Should be down over here. So this is how we track the deliverables and how we do the quality assurance of them. Okay, so we got all these pages over here. We got the editing quality assurance, we got the thumbnail quality assurance, and these 2 pages over here, they are shared with the creative director. And then we got the video editor portal and the thumbnail designer portal that are shared with the team members, the video editor and the thumbnail designer. Okay, and this one over here, the D100, is for the Dream 100 prospecting, for the free videos that you make to the prospects if you decide to make that free work for them. Okay, because this is a little different process. It's not as complicated as actually making a video for a client. That's why we have this separate page. Okay, so here on the editing QA page, the creative director can basically see all of the videos that are currently on the editing process. You can see here we got the statuses: sent to editor, in progress, submitted for quality assurance, it's in editing revisions, approved by the creative director, submitted for client review, client requested revisions, and then approved, I believe. The screenshot doesn't show everything, but those are the statuses. So when the creative director clicks on one of these cards, it pops up this window where they can see all the information about the specific content, the client, the editor that is assigned, the details about the video, and then if they scroll down, they can access the editor revision loop. Here, they review the video from the editor. They check this box if they left comments on the video or they approve the video. They then create a share link for the client. So this is for the client revision process. And here below, we got the client revision loop. Okay, so everything is on this easy to use page where they can manage all the deliverables, the creative director. Now, as I told you, we have these pages that are for the video editors. So let me show you that over here. We got the video editor portal. So this is something you share with the editor. It's very similar, but when you click on the card, it has different actions, okay? So here I clicked on the C23, so this is the ID of the video, content 23. Here, the editor can see the information that they need to actually edit the video. Okay, for example, they can't actually access the client information. If I go over here to the creative director page, we got editor assigned, we got client, etc. Here on the actual video editor page, they can't see that. Okay, we have different fields and different views for them. Okay, and then if they scroll down, they can track the progress of the video editing. So they check this box. Once they start editing the video, they can track the progress of the video. And this is what reflects on the 60% that you saw earlier. Let's go over here. This 60% is basically by the progress that they select over here. Then we got the frame.io project, we got the creative director revision loop, and then the client revision loop. Okay, so this is the process when it comes to deliverable tracking and how you build a tracking system for scalability and efficiency. Then finally, we got the final pillar, which is communication channels, which is over here. So frame.io, this is frame.io. If you don't know, we can basically upload a video and leave comments. Okay, comment, which helps when it comes to the quality assurance process. Okay, because you can select a timestamp, leave a comment, you can draw on the screen as well. So it's just a great tool that we use and we use for our clients as well to do the quality assurance process and the quality checking. Okay, and this system is built so that you only need one frame.io account. You don't need to share them with your team member. You don't need an account for all your team members. You just create one account and you share them with the video editors, etc. Okay. Then we also use the Slack channels for communication. So this over here is a channel for the client, and you can see all the different automatic messages that Airtable sends to the client. So, hey, it's tagging me, but I'm the client as well here. So we have just scripted your upcoming video. It's ready for you to record. They click this link, it opens their client portal and the specific video, okay? So it's all dynamic. We got another message here. Hey, we have just finished editing one of your upcoming videos and it's ready for you to review. You can leave any comments for us to make the necessary adjustments, or if everything looks good, you can approve it right away. Again, they click this link. It dynamically opens the client portal with the exact video that they need to review. Another message here, we have made the updates to your video and it's ready for you to review again. Okay, because the client submitted feedback, they provided feedback, and the team worked on that revision process, and it's ready for review again. Feel free to leave any comments if needed or approve if everything looks good. Again, a link over here. Finally, another message here that I took a screenshot of. We got more messages as well, but you have successfully approved the video. The team will now begin working on next steps to get it published. Okay, this way the client knows what's happening. They get notified to make specific actions. So these automated messages and the client portal significantly increases the client experience, and they are way more likely to not churn because of it. Okay. Then we also have the internal Slack channels for the quality assurance. So we got the quality assurance here for the long form editor, and then short form editor, we got the designer as well. So here we got all these automated messages for the quality assurance process. So a creative director C25, which is the ID of the video, has been submitted for quality check. Hey, Marques here, I'm the editor. So video has feedback from the creative director for you to check. We got obviously all the links over here as always. Hey, creative director V2. So the version 2, me as the editor, I've made the changes to the video and I've submitted again for quality check. The creative director gets notified. Then myself, I get notified again because the creative director approved my video. Then the creative director sends the video to the client, and you can see over here the client requested revisions for C25. So now the creative director will review that feedback and share it with me because I'm the editor if needed. Okay. The creative director has shared with me, you can see over here, the feedback or the client's feedback on C25. So I need to check it out and make the necessary changes. And then finally, hey, creative director, the editor has updated C25 based on the client's feedback. So I've made the changes to the video based on the client's feedback. Please review the video and send it to the client. Okay. Finally, hey, creative director and Marques, the client has approved the video. Okay. Because the creative director sent the video again to the client and the client approved. So we got a notification as well for that. So these are the automated messages that our system is currently sending to Slack. We can obviously add more messages to each different action that occurs on the system, or we can remove messages as well. But this is just to show you what's possible when it comes to communication channels. And finally, the commenting feature on the records. So I'm going to show you that over here. So if I click on this one, so Airtable has this commenting feature, which is awesome. You can obviously turn it off, but it's good to have it, for example, here on the CRM, because you can comment and tag your co-founder or who you want to tag so that they can check this lead out, or they can themselves follow up with the lead, whatever you want to comment, okay? So that's it for the communication channels, and we just went over all the 5 core pillars for content agency operations. So the key difference here is that everything is connected, and this level of integration and automation simply is not possible in Notion at scale. You can probably have workarounds and actually build something similar to this, all this stuff inside of Notion, but you would probably need a bunch of workarounds, and it wouldn't be very reliable and scalable, okay? And it would probably break if you bring in more clients, more team members, etc. Okay, but I still do recommend Notion. I use Notion as well, but I would use it for SOPs, for having the company wiki, for notes, for trainings, etc. Because at the end of the day, Notion was built as a note-taking app, not a systems building application. Okay, obviously you can build simple systems, but when it comes to managing and building operations for a content agency, Notion is not very reliable. But I still recommend using it, because on Airtable you can't create documents and notes and a company wiki. So I do recommend having Notion for that, and then just adding the links inside of your Airtable interface so that you can just click a button and open Notion and access the SOP or whatever you want. So yeah, that's my take on Notion and the Airtable capabilities as well. So if you'd like us to build out a similar system that you just saw on Airtable for your YouTube content agency that is custom, okay, we would customize the system just for your agency so that you can close more clients, grow without chaos, get better results to your clients, which is very, very important, and scale to 40K plus months way easier and way faster. Okay, so first link in the description, you can book a call. It's not a sales call. We're just going to go over your operations and the bottlenecks that you have inside of your agency to see if our system could help you out. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I talk to you soon. You can also access this Figma board in the description as well. But yeah, have a great day, guys. Peace.